Central Florida. It's Indie Originals Live with your hosts, Felicia and Fresh. Tonight's musical guests, a bunch of incredibly talented indie artists you may not have heard of before, but who will most likely be tomorrow's biggest stars.
Hey, it's a great time to remind you about the Indie Originals Live music competition, www.indieoriginalslive.com. Woo! I've had that song on repeat in my car for the last week. The song's called Balance. The band is called Ripley, and this is Indie Originals Live. My name is Chuck Fresh, along with Felicia B. Hey, if you haven't entered our contest yet, I'm going to tell you about that in a second. So get your little pens out, your handy-dandy writing utensils, whatever you write with. In blood, I don't care, man. Dirt, you could pee it in the snow for all I care, but you need to know about this music competition that's, it's happening this June. It's going to finalize this soon. But let's talk about Ripley, man. 3-piece progressive and alternative rock band from York. Not York, PA, but the York in the north of England. You know where that is, right, Felicia B? York, you ever been to York? Not New York, but York in England. Is that where York peppermint patties came from? I'm not really sure where they came from. Anyway, they draw influences from a lifelong love of classic film scores, fused with the delivery of a contemporary rock act. And they'll take you on a journey of creative vocal harmonies, which I'm totally into harmonies if you haven't figured that out by now. With a whole bunch of catchy guitar hooks and a touch of conceptualism, right? Check that out. Ripley out of York, UK, and this is Indie Originals Live. Now, one more time, I need to remind you about the Indie Originals film, music, and literature competition, and talent competition, as a matter of fact. It's happening right now. You get more details right now. You don't have to listen to me. Look it up online for yourself, www.indieoriginalslive.com. We're accepting entries right now as you're listening to this thing. Well, if you're listening to it in a couple of months, it's close, probably open to 2020 by then. But it's awesome because there's hundreds of categories. Because a lot of people say, if you hear birds in the background, because we're on location today, I apologize for there's all kinds of weird stuff. You'll hear trains and all kinds of nasty out here. We're doing the best we can. We try to bring this show to you on time each and every week. This is like episode number 26 or 27. Not even sure. But the Indie Originals talent competition, man, we didn't want to limit it. A lot of people say, well, people are going to look at you like you're weird if you have too many categories because you're just trying to, get everybody to win. And, to a certain extent, that is a true statement. However, it's really difficult to limit a competition, especially in music, to just a few categories. So we opened up the gamut, man. I mean, you should see the categories. You can look it up for yourself, www.indieoriginalslive.com, and you'll see the categories for best guitar solo, for best singer-songwriter, for best polka act. Well, that might be a stretch. I don't think there's any polka there. But you know what I'm talking about because every segment of music is a little bit different. We want to recognize people for their accomplishments and their achievements, and we want to be able to give you an award so you can call yourself an award-winning musician. Entry fees are stupid low this year because it's our first year, and we will have a live presentation and award ceremony in Central Florida on June 15th. You can make it down here. Tickets are available now, and you can see some of your favorite bands. A lot of them from Central Florida. Central Florida will be performing as exhibition bands. Really, we got Anya and the Dreamers. What else do we got? Who else do we have? Soul Siren. We have Bianca Jasmine and Lady J, I think. There's a whole bunch of people. I've got a list of people who are already signed on to perform as exhibition bands, and we're also going to invite some of the winners of the contest down to perform. And if you can't make it to Central Florida, that's cool, too. We're going to live stream the awards ceremony on Facebook and YouTube and I think Twitch, too. Our media people are going to take care of that for us. They figured out how to stream on 20 things at once. You'll be able to see it somewhere. And if you can't see it live, of course, it'll be recorded and you can watch it later. But Indie Originals Live, the biggest thing we've ever done. And we're just really blown away by the support we've received from the community and also the amount of entries we've got already. But there's still time to enter. You can enter online, all the rules, regulations, all that fun stuff, www.indieoriginalslive.com. Jump on it. Felicia B., what's coming up next?
22-year-old Rebecca Jane released her debut single, I Want More, back in July of 2016. That song got her in the top 100 iTunes country charts. Since then, she's been proving her unique talent and captivating audiences with her voice and intricate guitar skills. Here's Cold Heart by Rebecca Jane on IOL.
You've got that look. I know what you wanna say, but just don't say it. Before it is too late, you better run far, far away, 'cause I am no good for you. We had some fun going down an unknown path. Why go and spoil it by taking it too fast? I really like you, but good things never last. and I am moving on. Well, I got a cold heart, don't wanna fall in love. It's got a slow beat, it's always in control of my emotions. And I don't wanna hurt you, but I know that I will. Usually I run, but I seem to be okay. You take my hand when I try to run away, but there's the problem. 'Cause if I love you too, then you can leave me bruised. Well, I got a cold heart, don't wanna fall in love. It's got a slow beat, it's always in control of my emotions. And I don't wanna hurt you, but I know I got a cold heart, don't wanna fall in love. It's got a slow beat, it's always in control of my emotions. And I don't wanna hurt you, but I know that I will. I know I got a cold heart, don't wanna fall in love. It's got a slow beat, it's always in control of my emotions. And I don't wanna hurt you, but I know that I will.
The 2019 Indie Originals Talent Competition with Jake Estrada and Chuck Fresh. Music, movies, books, and talent. Indie Originals. There is no substitute.
This is IOL.
There's a thought beneath the angry sun, makes a different kind of animal. Never
that one, right? It's a guy named Shriner. It's just I guess it's the name of his band, and this, why not? Just call it your last name. And the song's called Coyote Beautiful. This is Indie Originals Live. You know, we're doing this project. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell anybody about this, but it's kind of, I can give you the gist of it. It's kind of what would have been a band's next biggest hit, although it's not really the band. That's all I can tell you about it right now, but it's going to be amazing, and you'll hear about it first on this show. But this guy Shriner definitely is up to be included in this project. We'll have our people reach out to him very shortly. But check him out. He's from Washington, D.C., and apparently he's done 20-some years playing multi-instruments as a frontman and a composer. And he works with this guy, bassist named Jay Glaspie, and they started working together in just 2017. Came up with their debut album called Kingdom From. Recorded with veteran producer and engineer Ben Green at Ivacoto Studios in Washington, D.C. 10 songs, man. If they're anything like this, we haven't had a chance to listen to the rest of them, but this song, man, it just rocked my ears off. Totally digging it. Coyote Beautiful. The group, or the guy, is Shriner. And this is Indie Originals Live. What's up next, Felicia?
All right, up next we have Cassidy Lynn. Cassidy is a Seattle native, and she is only 17 years old. She won the Best Country Artist in 2017 for the Hollywood in Music Media Award. And, check this out, was nominated back in 2018 for the Best Independent Music Video for her song called Baby Just Cruise. Cassidy has a passion for singing and songwriting that is only matched by her devotion to her family and her faith. Up next is Diamond by Cassidy Lynn here on IOL.
Your name, but not your story. I feel your pain of being on the outside of the crowd. When you're looking in and you wanna fit in, you just gotta be yourself. You don't have to try to be somebody else. 'Cause you're worth it, don't be nervous. They can't take away your shine. Girl, don't look down, don't lose your crown. 'Cause you're gonna be just fine. They can talk, they can laugh, but they can't hold you back. When you're a diamond meant to last. I know some days it won't be easy for you to face your fears when the world feels upside down. No, you're not alone, you just gotta know it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to try to be somebody else. 'Cause you're worth it, don't be nervous. They can't take away your shine. Girl, don't look down, don't lose your crown. 'Cause you're gonna be just fine. They can talk, they can laugh, but they can't hold you back. When you're a diamond meant to last. You're the light in the dark, you just gotta keep trying, keep shining. You're the light in the dark, girl, you're a diamond, a diamond.
I love when songs drop out. I can remind you about Indie Originals Live.
Worth it, don't be nervous, they can't take away your shine. Girl, don't look down, don't lose your crown. 'Cause you're gonna be just fine. 'Cause you're worth it, don't be nervous, they can't take away your shine. Girl, don't look down, don't lose your crown. 'Cause you're gonna be just fine. They can talk, they can laugh, but they can't hold you back. They can talk, they can laugh, but no one holds you back. You're a diamond meant to last. They know your name, but not your story. Today's the day. Show them who you are.
Yeah, Cassidy Lynn with Diamond on Indie Originals Live. My name is Chuck Fresh. I'm along with the lovely and talented Felicia. How you doing? And we're on here every Friday night broadcasting on 15 radio stations all over the United States. That's hot. That's a big deal. And podcast all over the world. So make sure you check that out. Next up is a song called Margarita by a ghost named Benjamin Scully. Don't know anything about him. He's got no profile, no website, but his song rocks. Check it out. Margarita on IOL.
Hey there, Margarita, sure as hell would like to see ya. Come in through the back room, kick your feet up and unwind. Can't get you off of my mind. San Francisco, Cali, won't you meet me in the alley right behind her favorite record store? You'll get MJ's Thriller while I search for Fleetwood's Rumors, baby. Either way, we're both gonna score. Hey there, Margarita, I've been so tempted to call you. I don't mean to bother, don't know how else but to holler while you try and make up your mind. San Francisco, Cali, won't you meet me in the alley right behind her favorite record store? You'll get MJ's Thriller while I search for Fleetwood's Rumors, baby. Either way, we're both gonna score. Wrong. You and I know we belong. In San Francisco, Cali, won't you meet me in the alley right behind her favorite record store? You'll get MJ's Thriller while I search for Fleetwood's Rumors, baby. Either way, we're both gonna score. Baby, either way, we're both gonna score. Baby, either way, we're both gonna score.
Hey all, Big J in the house. The Lord has a special place in his heart for indie music. That's why he hath bestowed upon thee Indie Originals Live, the award-winning #1 podcast for indie music. He and I have blessed that Felicia and her sidekick, Chuck Fresh, with the gift of recognition. These fine souls have the unique gift of being able to choose the most amazing indie music on earth. It's biblical, man. Look, don't take my word for it. Listen for yourself. Indie Originals Live, available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, iHeart, and everywhere great podcasts are heard. Thanks, y'all. Bless you. Jesus out.
This is Jones. You may have heard me on a documentary talking about Earth, or perhaps you've witnessed my masterful impersonation of Darth Vader. I wholeheartedly recommend this radio broadcast, Indie Originals. I honestly don't know much about Chuck Fresh, but what I can tell you, the Force is strong with this one.
So what if I want you? And what if I need you? Ooh, I need you to run away with me. Run away with me. You may not even know me, but I can keep you from lonely. Just run away. can hold me. And I take it you're done. No more aiming your gun, just run away with me. 'Cause what if I want you? What if I need you? Need you to run away with me. Run away with me. When I make it up and back and pack you up with me from the coast, and we'll go to Sydney tonight. Alright, I'm losing my mind today. Can you help me find a way back to your arms? Then we'll go far. If I want you, what if I need you? Need you to run away with me. Come run away with me. 'Cause what if I want you? What if I want you? What if I need you? Need you to run away with me. Run away with me.
Yeah, great little song. Runaway by Drew Sestito on Indie Originals Live. Drew is a new singer-songwriter in he calls it the acoustic pop genre. I guess that's accurate. He's got a unique style of writing lyrics and guitar instrumentals. Bro is from my hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I couldn't find a whole lot of scoop on him. Looks like he's fairly new at the game. But he could have been. He looks like he's been around since 2014. Nice song, man. Definitely digging the vibe there of Runaway, Drew Sestito. Hey, remind you one more time about the Indie Originals Live talent competition. If you're a musician, I have a lot of independent musicians who listen to this show. And you can be the next Indie Originals Live award-winning musician. Check it out. Tons of categories. Everything from guitar solos to best singer-songwriter, to best composition, to best country song, to best folk song, best even inspirational song. Tons of categories, and your name could be on one of those awards. Our awards ceremony is June 15th. You got a little bit of time to get it together, so if you're in the studio working on something now, you still have time to get it to us, but don't snooze, man, because you snooze, you lose. A lot of people forget. You put it off before you know it. It's June 16th, and it's game over. You're going to have those entries in before the end of May. Our official cutoff is, I think, March, the end of March. We may extend it to April 15th because there's something about that day that's special. I hate it. It's tax day. Yeah, Indie Originals Live talent competition focusing on music and also film and literature. All kinds of stuff that you can get your name on one of those awards and call yourself an award-winning independent musician or author or filmmaker or even talent. We even accept choreography and dance moves and comedians, all kinds of stuff. www.indieoriginalslive.com. Very, very low entrance fees, and share it with all your friends. indieoriginalslive.com. Felicia, what is coming up next?
Jacob Melton, he is a singer-songwriter straight out of the heartland of Tennessee. He is a fourth-generation musician from his family, where he grew up listening to his grandfather perform bluegrass music, and his great-grandfather performing bluegrass music, and his grandfather performing bass guitar in rock bands. He's now writing and performing solo, hoping to inspire and connect with others through his music. Here's Jacob Melton with 90 Proof Smooth on IOL.
remember late night moonlight rolling with no headlights down back country roads. A rusted out flatbed, pretty little redhead making me take it slow. Kicking back cold ones, too young, watching that summer sun kissing on our skin. Rolling rock, sunblock, man, the party never stopped once we rolled on in. Thinking we were badass, thinking we were cool. We were 90 proof and smooth. I remember mixtapes, heartbreaks, learning things the hard way and hanging with my friends. Fake IDs, no sleep, holding on to 18, I'd do it all again. You in that Def Leppard t-shirt, sneaking in the concert, singing at the top of our lungs. We didn't know we were kids cause we were so young. Thinking we were badass, thinking we were cool. So raise another tall glass to living fast and somehow making it through. We were 90 proof and smooth. Sorry, mama. Oh, yeah. Thinking we were badass, thinking we were cool. So raise another tall glass to live it fast and somehow making it through. If our mothers only knew we were 90 proof and smooth.
You found it. The hottest source for all new original music you haven't heard anywhere else. This is Indie Originals Live, IOL, with your host Chuck Fresh. We'll be back with more killer tunes right after these short words.
Welcome back to Indie Originals Live. We're a radio show and podcast that broadcasts on 11 radio stations all across the country and a global podcast audience. It's well into the thousands, featuring the most amazing indie music on earth. We handpick what we think are the best indie songs in the world in any given moment, and we share them with you. Our response has been pretty phenomenal. So first of all, thank you, loyal listeners, for that. That's so cool that you're doing this. You're following us. You're sharing us. So thank you again. And please continue to do so. Let's help make this thing bigger and greater than it already is. So we met with our music promoter friends this week. We had an interesting conversation that led to something I thought was kind of magical. You might think differently, but I thought it was kind of magical. So this week we created the first ever Indie Originals Live music, film, and talent competition. That's right, a competition. Now check this out. This is a way to help artists become recognized for their talent rather than their fans, followers, or even funding. The thing is, we've seen a lot of artists climb to the top of certain charts who, with, I'm going to say this very gently, with no disrespect intended, probably shouldn't be at the top of those charts, if you know what I mean. If you listen to some of this stuff, you're like, whoa, what is he doing there? What is she doing there? And, well, creative success has always been kind of a popularity contest. What the Indie Originals Live music, film, and talent competition aims to do is reward talent based on talent alone.
That's right. If you're talented, we want to share that with the world. If you got a killer song and like only say like 152 Facebook fans, you could still win first prize in this Indie Originals Live music category. If you film the most beautiful movie in history, but you only have like 47 YouTube views, we don't care. It doesn't matter. You could still bring home first place in the Indie Originals Live film competition. So this is what it's all about. It's fair. It's objective. It's all about talent, and this thing is global. And check this out. We'll have a regional ceremony to announce the winners each year. And the first one will be in June 2019 near Orlando, Florida. What's really cool about the local ceremony is we'll announce our national and global winners, but then we'll also have separate categories for local artists, bands, and filmmakers. So that's right. We bring the local community and get them involved. So maybe a certain local artist isn't ready to compete on the national or global stage just yet. Well, that's no worries, because the Indie Originals Live Music, Film, and Talent Competition will recognize the region's best talent too. So there's separate categories for regional and then national and global talents. It's really the best of all worlds, really the best in the world, if you think about what we're doing here. First time this has ever been done. And what's even cooler is that music finalists will be played right here on this radio program for a national audience and also be featured on our podcast for our global audience. So talk about exposure. There's no other indie music contest that offers this level of exposure. And again, we don't care if you don't have any social media presence at all. I don't care if you don't have a website. If you're some guy with a guitar or some girl that just likes to sing beautiful indie music. All we care about is your talent. Consider the playing field leveled. If you think about it, this is really a brilliant opportunity for any budding musician to get the exposure they need to move to the next level. Oh, and the ceremony, get this. This is just everything, just the stars all aligned perfectly. We just happen to know some of the most amazing premier event planners on earth. Just happen to live in our neighborhood, and we just, by chance, just know who they are, and we're really like super friends. So people who produce these very big shows you've heard of, and they've always wanted to produce this award ceremony that looks something like the CMAs or the Grammys. They've always wanted to do something like this. So we've given them complete creative control to produce something even better. We've already seen the preliminary plans, and our minds are already blown, and yours will be too. I mean, wow. I'm talking wow. The space is already booked. The deposit's down. The wheels are in motion for the 2019 awards ceremony that will happen June 15th near Orlando, Florida. It's already happening, people. We've already set this thing up and wheels are in motion. So it's going to happen. So you need to be involved in this thing. You need to know about it. You need to share it. You need to tell other people, and you need to be involved in this as an indie musician. The IOL Music, Film, and Talent Competition will begin accepting entries on January 1st, 2019. So get your best stuff ready. You've got a couple of weeks to do it. And head over to www.indieoriginalslive.com for more information on this amazing contest. It's got a separate website, indieoriginalslive.com. And you can get there from our page, which is indieoriginals.com, and all our Facebook and Instagram and other social media sites, too. We can link up to the indieoriginalslive.com for the first ever Indie Originals Live Music, Film, and Talent Competition. We're super stoked about this. And we're going to begin playing music from the contestants in January of 2019, right here on this show. So it's a great way to get national radio exposure, global podcast exposure, and also get your music in front of the right people. We've also got some deals as far as the prizes go for some studio time. We will probably have some cash prizes, and depending on the sponsors, we may be able to get you fast-tracked to a certain television program that we can't disclose yet. I can't talk about that yet, but we might be able. We're still working on that. I can't guarantee that, but we're hoping that's going to come through. We might be able to get you fast-tracked on a big deal television program. So stick around for that for more details. Hopefully that'll work out. The first ever Indie Originals Live Music, Film, and Talent Competition. Remember, check it out online, rules, regulations, all that fun stuff, www.indieoriginalslive.com.
Felicia, this is a very exciting day for me. You know why?
Why, Chuck?
Because Whale City gave us a world premiere of their new single. Remember we played Echo of Joy? It was in our best of 2018. And, man, what a song that was. So they're back with another one. They've got a new single called Daylight. It's passionate and vulnerable, yet energetic and thrilling. It's a atmospheric pop ballad. And they're from Munich. And The lead singer, Andy, is supposedly this big soccer star, and we need to interview him and find out his story. This is interesting, but the rest of the band is awesome, too. It's Andy, Michael, and I think it's either Jory or Yori, and I apologize if I got that wrong. It's Whale City out of Germany. This is their brand new world premiere of their new single, Daylight, on IOL.
My soul, hopelessly trying to hold on. But what is the use when it's out of control? One day, someday, I'll regain faith. Well, I'm not the same, so don't you lay the blame on me, on me. Baby, I wonder why there's daylight at night. I hide when it's shining too bright. And maybe I wonder why I still try to fight. Someday I'm bound to say goodbye. Are we too much like birds in the sky, flying against the current of change? I don't even see a way to repair this mess we once called us. So what is left to say? Get out of my head. Once good love, now so sorely gone bad. Baby, I wonder why there's daylight at night. I hide when it's shining too bright. And maybe I wonder why I still try to fight. Someday I'm bound to say goodbye. Say goodbye. Baby, I wonder why there's daylight at night. I hide when it's shining too bright. And maybe I wonder why I still try to fight. On the edge of my soul, I'm on the edge of my soul. On the edge of my soul, I'm on the edge of my soul.
You are tuned to the hottest indie music source in the entire world. This is Indie Originals Live. IOL. With your host, legendary DJ and performance artist Chuck Fresh.
Feel like I'm almost gone. I hit the floor this Friday night, just thinking of a life I never chased. And it's a fight for past midnight, just an affair with an open mind. Thinking of the love I must have driven away. I'm slowly making myself lonely. It's a Friday evening feeling, and it'll be gone by tomorrow. Slowly making myself lonely. Don't need you, I just want to make sure that you let me go. imagine I got way too many friends, but I'm never told what lasts. And I stand here with a half-empty glass, feeling alone in a crowded room, not knowing I'm just slowly making myself lonely to Friday evening feeling, and it'll be gone by tomorrow. Slowly making myself lonely. Don't need you, I just want to make sure that you let me go. It'll leave soon, it'll leave soon. Tell me to let go. It'll leave soon, it'll leave soon. Tell me to let go. No one catches my eye. Don't look and I won't compromise. So tell me what I'm doing wrong. As I'm slowly making myself lonely to Friday evening feeling. It'll be gone by tomorrow. Slowly making myself lonely. Don't need you, I just want to make sure that you let me go. Slowly making myself lonely to Friday evening feeling. It'll be gone by tomorrow. Slowly, slowly making myself lonely. Really don't need you, I just want to make sure that you let me go.
That was Lonely by a singer-songwriter Jordan Sleed out of San Antonio, Texas. He employs a ukulele, or a ukulele, in the heartbroken passion of the blues to create, quote, a sleuth of interesting and in some cases unforgettable tracks, and Lonely is one for sure. He grew up in San Antonio, and nothing seemed clear to him until Jake Shimabukuro, whoever that is, inspired him to pick up a cheap blue ukulele. Spent hours, countless hours honing his skill on 4 strings and 6 strings and crafted his way into becoming a songwriter, inspired by people like Stevie Wonder, James Taylor, John Mayer, and many more. So, yeah, nice job by San Antonio's Jordan Sleed, a song called Lonely on Indie Originals Live. What's up next, Felicity?
All right, up next we have Bobo Burns from Anaheim, California. Bobo writes deep, affecting material, and it is delivered with an authenticity that is exhilarating. Even on disc, his blend of roots, rock, country, folk, and pop is delivered with the wallop of The Clash. And here's Angelia by Bobo Burns on IOL.
It's snowing tonight downtown, but it's warm in this bar. If we stay in here, we'll die in here, or we can take your car. There's 2 sides to this town. No one's right, no one's wrong. I got friends I wanna dream with you tonight, Angelia. We'll make wishes on the satellites, Angelia. Wanna dream with you tonight, Angelia. We'll make wishes on the satellites and pretend tonight's our first time around. Our first time around. Our first time around. Our first time around.
This is your president speaking. Chuck Fresh is a man after my own heart. He's not afraid to grab him by the, well, you know what I mean. I hated his old show, Local Beat Live. The worst, terrible. But this show, Indie Originals Live, it's tremendous, the best. When I'm not golfing or tweeting from the toilet, my senior staffers will find me holed up in a closet listening to Indie Originals Live. And that Felicia, beautiful, tremendous. Listen to Indie Originals Live every week. Or you may be investigated by the FBI. Just kidding. Fake news. Thank you.
Chuck Fresh on Indie Originals Live every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on 15 radio stations all across the United States and globally via a podcast. And make sure you enter our Indie Originals Live music, film, and talent competition, www.indieoriginalslive.com. Coming up next, taking you out with a song called If I Should. The band is called Pursuer out of Plymouth, Michigan. Kind of a combination of 90s grunge and some Indian pop rock and punk rock and influences like King Crimson. It's a new sound combined with nostalgia. You'll dig it out. Airy guitar, multi-dimensional vocals, and some tight bass and some loud drum beats. Y'all will dig this one. If I Should. The band is Pursuer, and this is IOL.
If I should ever shed a tear, no, I did wrong. Fear ain't all up in my hair, that's my old song. If I should ever shed my skin, I'll be a sneak